Can we, at the outset, give a round of applause to the principals, teachers in charge, the parents, all the thespians, and also the judges who have been part of this year's Industry Shakespeare Drama Competition. Can we also give a round of applause to our main sponsor, Singer Sri Lanka PLC. We also would like to thank the organizing committee for their efforts every year in organizing this event. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to start the distribution of awards by recognizing our judges this evening. She is the current Manager of Arts at the British Council Sri Lanka. Born and educated in the UK, she splits her time between Sri Lanka and the United Kingdom. Before joining the British Council, she spent over 20 years working in news and current affairs industry, primarily for BBC. She was trained at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art in speech and drama and competed in many national UK speech and spoken word competitions. She has a strong connection with Shakespeare. She's a friend of the Globe Theatre. In Sri Lanka, she has worked with the British High Commission and the trustees of the Globe to bring the Globe's production of Hamlet to Colombo in as a part of their Globe to Globe World Tour in the year 2015, and with the Royal Shakespeare Company in the year 2016 to bring a director to Sri Lanka to conduct the acting workshops. Please put your hands together for the fabulous Tanya Varankulasuri. He is a director at the Postgraduate Institute of English, Open University of Sri Lanka. He received his PhD from the University of Hong Kong, where he's an honorary assistant professor at the School of English. He's an alumnus of the School of Criticism and Theory, Cornell University, and has been an IASH Fellow at the University of Edinburgh. He is a trustee of the Gratian Trust and has served on the juries of the State Literary Awards, Fairway National Literary Awards, and the Swarna Pustaka Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the sensational Dr. Harshana Rambukar. And the man himself, who is a full-time theatre practitioner as well as a visiting lecturer at the University of Visual and Performing Arts. Over the last 2 decades, he has been involved with over 60 productions of English and Sinhala language theatre. In addition, he has been associated with a number of international organizations. He has played lead roles at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in 2 multi-award winning productions. He has produced theatre and workshops in Norway, Poland, Scotland, Qatar, and India. In 2001, he founded Centre Stage Productions, an amateur theatre troupe which produces original theatre in Sri Lanka. The troupe's works have travelled around Sri Lanka and overseas and featured in foreign media. His directorial credits include Bengal Bungalow, Pyramus and Thisbe, reality show, REG the Musical, Stormy Weather, and An Inspired Swan Lake. As a playwright, he has been shortlisted for the Gratian Prize for Literature in 2008 and the year 2000, and was on the panel of judges during the year 2014 for the Gratian Prize as well. 2 of his plays represented Sri Lanka at the Asia's largest arts festival, which is the Bharat Rang Mahotsav, and his humanitarian efforts, stagehand project, include work with children affected by poverty, national disaster and war, and as well as physical theatre productions with those living with mental and physical challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to the incredible Yohan Aloysius. Before we announce the results, we'd like to hear the reviews from our judges. We'd like to invite Ms. Tanya to do the honors.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of myself and my fellow judges, I'm just going to run through a couple of comments tonight about the performances that we've heard. But before that, I'd like to just thank the Rotary Club Colombo North and also the YMCA for this incredible event that they put on. I don't know if you know that this has been running for 44 years, and when I've spoken to the Globe trustees and to the Royal Shakespeare Company in London, they're actually quite surprised and amazed and very delighted that our little island is sustaining Shakespeare and bringing it to generations, not just now, but for a very long time, for the last 44 years. I think they've told me that they think this is the only country in the world that has an event like this. So we are very, very happy. And we need to definitely extend that to the organisers of this, because they do an incredible job every year. With that said, I think there should also be a round of applause for everybody who performed tonight. There were some incredible performances. Consistently high standard. It gets higher and higher every year. A little bit of feedback that we had with the tragedies, and this is general, this is across all finalists. With the tragedies, just to note that there are also, even though the play may be a tragedy in the main, you can also have other emotions and other themes running through it. So there was some great comedic timing that we saw, some beautiful understandings of the words and the comedy, and the lovely Shakespearean play on words. He was known for that, and that really came out in some of the performances today. Would be great to see some more change of pace and modulation of speech to inject that emotion. You know, loud does not necessarily mean angry. There are lots of different modulations that you can use to convey different emotions. Great use of tableau, but also tableau does not, it's not an excuse for good acting, so it cannot be a substitute for a good first opening scene. An understanding of what's being said, who you're saying it to, why you're saying it. Please remember that as actors, it's not just the diction and the pronunciation of the words, it's also how you convey them, who you're speaking to on the stage, the dynamics between you and the other person, and also the dynamics between you and the audience and your environment. So it's a whole load of different things, a whole load of different variables that one actor has to convey, which is no easy thing. You're telling a story, that's what we were trying to convey. Use everyone and everything on a stage. If you are there, even if you're a branch or a leaf, you have to act your heart out being that branch or that leaf. You're there for a reason, and there is no superfluous objects or people on stage. Everybody has to be acting and reacting to what's being said and reacting to the story. And finally, in terms of the female roles, yesterday we noticed that the girls were very good at playing male roles, and I think it's probably something around, it's quite inhibiting for guys to play female roles. But if you're playing a female role, play your heart out. You know, study women, study the mannerisms, study also the period in which, the historic period in which that woman is dressed and you're setting the play in, because the way she acts, the way she moves, the way she speaks will be very different depending on the history that you've set the play in. That being said, I'm going to hand it back to our lovely compere to issue the final results, and I wish you all the very best of luck. Thank you.
Nervous? We'd like to invite all the award recipients to use this stairway, which is your right hand, and to receive the award. We'd like to first invite the President of YMCA, Mr. Vijit Pires, to join us on stage as presenter for the Teacher in Charge Awards presentation. Everybody, a round of applause to Mr. Vijit Pires. Cash awards will be presented to the teachers in charge of the finalist boys' schools. First, we'd like to recognize Ms. Anusha Senaratna, Wesley College, Colombo. Mr. R. Rohana of Ananda College, Colombo, 10. Mrs. Nirmala Vijayadasa of Maristella College, Negombo. and Mrs. Janaki Ranasinghe of DS Senanayake College. A humble request once again for the award recipients to please use your right arm wing to join us on stage. Thank you. Now, the Challenge Cup for the Best Stagecraft in memory of the late Mr. Gamini Ferreira, the stage manager, presented by his daughter, Ms. Varuni, and family, together with the Colombo YMCA and the Rotary Club of Colombo North, awarded to DS Senanayake College, Colombo. Congratulations. The Colombo YMCA Challenge Shield for the Best Novices Boys School, presented by Mr. Mallory E. Vijay awarded to Vidura College, Hokandara. We now would like to invite Mr. Ivo Gunathilaka, President of the Rotary Club of Colombo North, to join us as presenter for the next award. Everybody, a round of applause to Mr. Gunathilaka. The Rotary Club of Colombo North Challenge Shield for the Best Supporting Actor, presented by Mr. and Mrs. Justin Meegura, awarded to Lakshit Edri Singh of Anand College, Colombo, 10. Congratulations. We now would like to invite the chairman of the organizing committee and Rotarian past president, Mr. Tulip Jama, as our next presenter. Everybody, a round of applause to Mr. Jama. The ECB Vijay Singhe Memorial Challenge Cup for the Best Actor, presented by the members of the family of the late Mr. Vijay Singhe, awarded to Hasib Hassan of DS Senanayake College, Colombo. We now would like to invite as our next presenter, the past president, who's involved since the inception of the Inter-School Shakespeare Drama Competition. Everybody, a round of applause to Mr. Sriyantha Senaratne to join us on stage as presenter. The Rotary Club Colombo North Challenge Shield, presented by Mr. and Mrs. Sriyanthasena Ratna to the third runner-up boys' school. Scoring 183 points, Maristella Nigambo. We'd like to invite Mr. Ivo Gunathilaka to join us as our next presenter for the awards presentation for the second runner-up, the Rotary Club of Colombo North Challenge Shield, presented by Rotarian Herman Amarasekara. Second runner-up boys' school with 209 points, DSN Anaiko College, Colombo. To invite the President of the YMCA, Mr. Bridget Pires, to join us as presenter. Ladies and gentlemen, the Thespian Challenge Shield presented by the Salon Thespian to the runners-up boys' school. With 240 points, Wesley College, Colombo. I'd like to invite Mr. Sriyanthasena Ratna to join us as presenter in recognizing the winning boys' school. That being said, the Shakespeare Challenge Trophy presented by the Ceylon Thespians to the winning boys' school, ladies and gentlemen, for the year 2017, scoring 271 points, Ananda College, Colombo. Hereford, the college, ladies and gentlemen, the winners and the champions of the Dialog Hutch Shakespeare Drama Competition 2017. Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for Anand College. Thank you very much for your participation, and we say can enjoy the evening.
I'm going to be done.